Hi everyone, today's bit of ingenuity. You're going to need a ladder, a plant pot or a bucket, an alignment pole, your wedges and some golf balls. We're going to work on your pitching and your trajectory control. So let's go and get you improved with some more game-changing golf coaching tips. Hi everyone, and thanks once again for tuning in to Smash Factor TV. My name's Natalie Adams. So today we're going to help you improve your trajectory control with your wedges when you're pitching. So I've got a little game set up for us that we can play, and we're going to talk through how to do that, but we'll go through technique first. So I've got my three wedges here. I've got my 50 degree, my 54 and my 58 degree wedge here. It doesn't matter which one of these you play with. You could try it with all of them to see which one you feel most confident with, or you could play the game and change the wedges to alter the trajectory control. There's no right or wrong for this, it's just finding out what works for you. So I'm going to go for my 54 when I show you how to do this, but you could use the other wedges as well. Okay, other things you're going to need: a plant pot or a bucket, an alignment pole or a garden cane, and we also need a ladder. You just need so that plant pot bucket will fit into the rungs of the ladder there. But don't worry too much if you can't find something that will fit into the rungs. You can just use the rungs of the ladder. I'm just using that there as a little bit more of a target. Okay, so let's talk about our pitching then. So main thing we want to do when we're pitching, we're going to narrow the stance down. We're going to just set up with the ball in the middle of the feet to start with, just to get into position. We're going to hold down on the handle just to give us a bit more distance control, and also it will give us more club head control. We want to take lead foot just back slightly, so that's left foot for me being right-handed, and what that will do is it will just, as I pull my left foot back, maybe so that my toes are in line with the end of my shoelaces on my right foot, that'll just rotate my body slightly towards the target. And that's really important because when we go to swing through, we want to make sure that the body is rotating at the target. Okay, so once we're in that position, depending on how we want to hit the ball and the height and the trajectory we want to generate with the shot will then depend on how we change a few things. So if we want to hit a lower shot, we're going to move the ball slightly more into the back of the stance, so towards your trail foot, and we'd keep the hands ahead of that golf ball, and that will just de-loft that club slightly. So instead of having the usual loft on the club, if we move the ball back and keep the hands in the same position, we'll end up with this happening. So you see it de-lofts the club face, so it will give us a lower initial launch. If we want to hit the ball a little bit higher, we'll do the opposite. We'll move the ball forward slightly, but we'll keep the hands in the same position, and now that's going to put more loft onto that club face. So we're going to hit a higher shot and get a higher trajectory as we play through. So what we want to do here is work out what you're comfortable with as you play this game. Main thing is as well is to get that low point of the swing for the club head where that golf ball is. So if we just introduce the golf ball here, we don't want to be hitting the ground here before we get to the golf ball. You're either going to dig into the ground or you'll skim the ground, and then the club head will be on the upswing and you'll hit the top of the ball, which will hit it out really low on a really flat trajectory. So if we just get rid of the ball to start with, that's what we're going to use our alignment pole for. So if we were setting up with a mid position for that golf ball, if you take your alignment pole, just to start with, place it on the outside of your right foot, and then we're going to work on, once we've pulled that left foot back, we've just rotated the body slightly. We're going to keep the pressure in the feet quite even because we want to be quite neutral at the moment. And we've got the hands over the club head. If we push them more forward, it will de-loft and give us a lower trajectory. So we'll just go for over the club head. And now what we're going to do is when we swing back, just make sure that you don't clip that alignment pole as you swing back. And then as you swing back in, we're going to make sure that you don't clip that alignment pole as you swing back in. Work on just getting the sole of the club, so the underneath of the club here, just to bump on the ground. Something you can just listen for that noise. You can see the grass just popping up, but we're not digging in, we're just bumping the ground, just bruising the grass as we go through. Okay, once we've got confident doing that, just move that pole in slightly so it's now on the inside of that foot. Have another go at doing that. So again, it's just encouraging you to be a little bit more accurate when you're playing your shot. And that's all we want to do, is get that low point in the right place and not have that low point before we get to the ball. Other key thoughts you can have here, your shirt buttons. So where your sternum is and your chest here. Again, we don't want, as you swing back, we don't want you to hold that sternum in position and then as you come in this way with the sternum and the shirt buttons. So make sure you're keeping that upper body so that it's over or just to the left of the ball. If you pull back, you're going to hit that alignment pole. And that's what it's there for, is to give you that feedback. So start with it on the outside of the foot, then move it to the inside of the foot. Just get confident with where you're hitting the ground there. Ideally, we want to be hitting the ground where the ball is or just to the left of that ball position. And that's going to let the loft do the work. So as the club comes in, the ball is going to connect, or the club's going to connect with the ball like that, and it's going to make the ball spin up the face to give us the height that we need, rather than you pulling your upper body to the right and then ending up not hitting the shot crisply. Okay, so our challenge is now we're going to work on moving up this ladder with the different trajectories. So first of all, when I'm playing the lower two rungs here, I've got 6 rungs altogether, the lower 2 rungs, I'd be looking to play that ball just a little bit to the right of centre for myself, being right-handed. The hands just a little bit more forwards, and then I'm still going to work on that idea of not hitting that alignment pole, just clipping the ground and letting the loft on the club give me the trajectory. As I go up to the next rung, the ball wants to come a little bit more forwards in my stance, so not as far back as it was, and then my hands will not be as far forward, so I'm getting a little bit more angle on that club face. Go up to the next rung, I'd maybe be in the middle with that. The next rung, we're going to go forward again a little bit more, and then our final rung, we're going to play even more forward. But that's something for you to work on to see what works for you and what you feel confident with. But it's a great little exercise to do, so let's see how we get on with it. Okay, so that's a really good skill game for you to work on there. Just position yourself somewhere where if you are gonna, or you're not trusting yourself with that strike and you are gonna thin the ball out there, that there's nothing behind you. That'll help you relax a little bit more. You're gonna be under enough pressure to do this game as it is, but it really will help you learn about how to control that trajectory, so the next time you get back out on that golf course, being faced in front of a bunker or water that you're having to go over, you're going to feel more confident with it. Let me know how you got on with this game and how you found it as a skill game. A little bit more tricky than the ladder game that we introduced the other day, but certainly one to work on over the next few weeks. It really will help you improve the game. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so that you'll get a notification every time we release another new video. They're all geared up to help you get more from your golf and enjoy yourself a lot more when you're out on that golf course. But let me know how you've got on. Enjoy the game. It's another game-changing golf tip.